mind. So I think it's going to be a close game, and I think Houston's going to have it by a point or two, though.
All right, so here we go on the breakout. You're looking at Vicious. They double up that back center and get right to that insert bunker over here on the diamond side of the field. They do lose Phil Kank as he gets shot trying to get out on the Dorito side. No one on the Dorito side
right now, but
what a bloodbath over here for Houston Heat. We're looking over at Vicious. I turned my head for a second. I look back, and there's only two players left alive for Houston Heat, and there is not a soul over here on the diamond side of the field.
Yeah. And this is when Hooker has to be smart and heads up and just control that D-wire. Make sure these guys don't turn the field on him. Just shoot a lane. If he gets put in, tuck in, and just shoot the gap so they don't move up on him.
Well, that's a good note, Dave, because that's what you do. You do Chris Hooker's job for all the teams that you play. You've been one of the most dominant back players in the game. So, that's great. That's good. I'd love to pick your head about that. And look at this, Shane Colby, and is trying to get a shot cross field on number 2 for Heat, and Heat only has 2 players left alive. They're both on that Dorito side, and Vicious just completely owns the rest of the field.
Yeah, Chad Boucher and Ryan Smith up in the Dorito, and Ryan Smith gets shot. Good job, or Boucher gets shot. Good recognition by Trevor Racer, Maddie. You were praising him so much earlier. Really did a good job that time. Shane Colby got into the diamond, spread the guns out. Chris Hooker did a great job of staying alive, and Trevor Racer recognized that the ball was in his hand, attacked that A, and closed out the game, putting Vicious up 1-0. This is the match, I believe. With the way that the points are and the way that the games have ended up, this might be whoever wins gets in.
Absolutely.
Right
And, hats off to Hooker because he did his job. He didn't try to take too much. It could easily have been, hey, you know what, I'm going to move to the Dorito wire. But he was small and, he's smart. He stayed in a bigger prop instead of going to a smaller prop. He knew that, Colby and Razor are going to do the work. I just need to do a job, and he did his job.
Let's check out these keys to victory, as Todd said, and it couldn't be more exciting. You got to win to get in right here for this game. So Houston Heat, they got to stay focused. They just took a loss. It's the first one of the event for them. They've played really, really well this year, taking second in Galveston, first in Phoenix. And when you start to have a year like that with a new team, they're still trying to put things together, so they really need to dig deep, stay focused, and they need to listen to their coach. Jason Trozen is one of the best minds in the game right now who's coaching on any team, and he's done a really good job of managing those players. There's got some egos on those teams. They're all great guys, but these are guys that have been successful on many other teams, and now he's trying to get them all to work together and buy into the system. And then it comes down to having clutch plays. We saw that against Dynasty. They weren't able to win those close points. They were getting beat to the punch, and this is a fight, man. You want to be the first to go. So they need to play clutch, because if they want to get on, they know this, because that's how they were. They need to just basically continue what they've been doing this whole season, Dave.
Absolutely. The thing with Jason Trozen, I agree. One of the best coaches, that I've ever seen. I've played against him on multiple teams. I've never played under him. And, like you said, you got to control your players. Certain people need to be coddled. Certain people need to be, put in their place at certain times. And it's a mental game. You got to get the best out of your players. And you're a psychiatrist pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. You are a psychiatrist, because that's the thing. You have to know, hey, do I yell at this kid and then coddle this other guy? You have to know what is going to motivate your guys. All right, here on the breakout, looking at Omaha. Vicious on your screen, and they double up that back center. We're seeing that a lot. Now, Dave, why are guys doubling up that back center for people that don't understand what's going on?
You just try to get the guys that are going out wide, and, you're trying to get those easy 2 kills. But I'm going to say one thing, man. Woodley is Woodley just got shot out right there. I was going to give him some props, but I'm still going to give him some props. He is playing phenomenal this year, and I got to give that kid a lot of respect. One of the guys that, you're going to hear about the Mishkas and the Fedorovs, but, Woodley's one of those guys that should get more praise than he does.
Well, Woodley had so far the best move of the tournament, a nonstop run up the center, taking out 4, got himself a 4-pack.
Yeah, and that was a great move. And again, he's pushing the issue. He's trying to move up. And I think that's is that Ben over there in that tower. Ben had a great shot on him going up the center, and sometimes you get shots, sometimes you miss, but man, Vicious is just playing a great game right now, just shooting their lanes, staying on their guns. And
Yeah, see, this is the Vicious that we had talked about. These are the guys that knew that they could compete, knew that they had not.
You on the best in the world at that point.
Absolutely, you need to be confident in yourself. If you're not, you shouldn't be playing in the pro leagues of any sport. let alone paintball. Paintball is one of those sports that you got to be like, you know what? I'm going to shoot this guy out. He's not going to touch me. And, I'm going to win this battle.
All right, so here we go, and now it's Vicious's turn to get guys killed off the break. They only have 3 players left alive, and now Chad George, you look at Brian Bortle on your screen, now Chad George is making moves into the insert bunker behind the diamond, and it looks like he might have got a shot cross field. The referee is gonna have to get in there and check out that pack, and now Chad George charging on his hands and knees, and he's gonna get a just blast down Brian Bortle, who went to sleep on the diamond. Mental mistake by Brian Bortle.
Patrick Wingfield walks off, really lost 2 bodies early for Vicious, but now Houston Heat giving bodies right back. There goes Big Sergey, he's walking off the field. Now it's Chad George, only 1 body left, Shane Colby, Chad George and Fedorov back there in the corner. So Chad George shows up and has a game, and Ronnie Dizon shows up out of Fedorov, Mishka, and Ronnie Dizon down there as well. Brian Bortle, Trevor Racer, Sosamin. There goes Phil Kank.
They're going with the exact same breakout they just did. Actually, whoa. Ronnie just made a move all the way to the snake. He's looking for a ref. He's looking. Ref's going in on the top of his loader. Yeah.
Oh, and Ronnie is the one that got the penalty in the last game against Dynasty that cost them the match. So Ronnie Dizon, again, rookie mistakes.
But if we look down here on Vicious, we're losing multiple players on Vicious. 2, 3 guys just walked off on Vicious, I see.
Yeah, and Fedorov makes his way all the way back to the back center. Sergey now, he goes flailing into the 50 Dorito, asking Mishka and the referee for a check. Gets in there now, he's alive across the field. He's gonna look at Trevor Racer in the mini Dorito, but Chad George still alive. The guy that you don't want to let into the diamonds.
And this is a great point for Heat because they can, essentially burn off that penalty. They have the extra body. They're going to be smart about it. They're going to try to win the game, of course, but they're going to try to burn off that penalty. At this point, Vicious, of course they want to win the game, but, if another guy gets eliminated, that's when the coach has to run in and blow that horn, save some of that penalty time, and, try to come on 4 and 5.
Yeah, right now. Blow the horn right now.
Absolutely.
And they do. They finally concede the point, and so here comes Houston Heat. They tie it up at 2 apiece. It's going to be Houston Heat 2, Omaha Vicious 2, 14:48 left here in regulation. And so you're looking at the breakout for Houston Heat here. And there goes Dizon. Boom. Gets shot in his hopper, continues to play, and then dives in right into that diamond. But he still had that just giant, huge beacon on the top of his loader, which means, yep, red flag going in the air. And Dizon very, very angry at himself. You could possibly get hit because it's the thing that's sticking up the highest. Paintballs, generally are pretty brightly colored, and loaders are normally black. So it gives you a real nice billboard for the referee to come over and give you a giant red penalty.
And there goes Trevor Racer into the box behind the A, trying to shoot the Dorito side corner off the break, unable to. But Brian Bortle makes a huge move. And there goes Sergey right underneath Trevor Racer's gun when he wasn't looking, and then shoots Trevor Racer. Good job by Houston Heat to attack both sides at the same time. Sam Monville gets himself into the mini Dorito, but Brian Bortle still in control in this diamond. Now Sam Monville with his gun down, trying to fix it real quick. LJ Woodley behind him. And then Fedorov in that back corner. Bumps up to the can. Not sure if he knows that Brian Bortle is alive in this diamond. Still a tough angle to shoot Fedorov in the pack.
Yeah, that is a tough angle there. And Vicious in much better field position as Brian Bortle is in the diamond. And now here comes
Sam Monville.
Sam Monville. So there's been such a great player for Houston Heat this year. I mean, it was because of Monville's snapshot on Alexander Britnikoff that Houston Heat was able to win the event in Phoenix. And then now Dizon finally gets out of that box, and he's going to just stick in that back center and gun up on that Dorito side of the field, try to get a shot on Dorito 1.
And 4 bodies still left alive. You have Brian Bortle, Patrick Wingfield, Matt Sussman, and Zach Sherman. But Zach Sherman gets shot, and he's leaving.
Look at this amazing move by Sam Monville. Jumps over both sections of the diamond in order to take out Brian Bortle. And then right in after that is Woodley, and Woodley is going to be clean, and Dizon's going to help follow him up as well. And then Woodley just He's so aggressive, man. Gets right up in there, knows what he needs to do. Gets a shot cross field. Nice job by Woodley. And now Woodley is going to go and try to finish this point off. So in this very intense,
I think this is going to be, yep, this is the Sam Moonville move. Great move. As soon as he shot the can out, he knew, you know what? My job is to get this guy off the field and clear the side.
Yeah, it's like he's doing the 100-meter hurdles or something. Just jumps over the first one, no problem, then jumps over the second one, takes it down, and then Woodley just glides in there effortlessly. And then look at this again. Boom, from the other angle. Monville jumps over the first section, jumps over the second section. That's one of the best, most fluid moves we've seen in this event.
And what's tough about that is that, as you see him come up right here, gun still up, control of his body, and then Carl Lewis gets him.
Wow, that was really impressive. Nice job by, I mean, Monville, he just continues to impress.
Keel, you know, and those are good guys to have on your team.
All right, so the score now, Houston Heat 3, Omaha Vicious 2, as it's been nothing but heat since those first two Vicious points. And Vicious, right now on your screen, that's Trevor Racer up in the center of the field, number 31. And looks like Parker Rosenthal tries to get up, but he gets cut in half. And so does Colby. So there's only 3 players alive for Vicious. And Houston Heat, oh, I was going to say they got 5 players alive, but no, they lose number 2, Chad Yaya Boucher. Oh, no. It looks like they lose Chad George as well. So players dying out of their bunker for Heat. And just asking Vicious to get back in this game.
We got a 3-on-3. Mr. Smith made a good move to get out on the snake side to help out Coach out. You know, it looks like we're wide. Each player's got wide on one side. Mr. Smith makes another move. He knows that the game has to be taken to the Vicious, as Vicious is kind of sitting back and just watching the lanes. And no one's looking at him, and I feel, there it goes.
Yeah, there goes Woodley, as Woodley has been very consistently aggressive. And, oh no, I'm sorry, that's Smith.
That's Mr. Smith.
Yeah, Mr. Smith. So Smith gets in there. Smith and Woodley have the same body language. You notice that?
Same body size, same body, you know, the moves. You know, they're real tall, lanky kind of guys. We just lost Miska. Houston Heat just lost their Dorito side with Miska.
And so Fedorov, yeah, doing damage control, Dave. Trying to get all the way back over there. Makes it in alive to the little cake bunker in the backfield.
And he does it, and he makes it out. The ref's checking Mr. Smith in the diamond.
And he shoots, looks like he might have got a shot on Hooker. Was that Smith or was that Hooker that got that shot cross field?
It might have been Smith when he wrapped around the snake and shot in between the two beams. Hooker was playing a little big, you know, and you know, he got hit. Fedorov makes it all the way to the Dorito corner. No one knows he's there. There we go. We got someone shooting at him finally.
Oh, he dodges a stream as he glides in on his knees into Dorito 1. So Trevor Racer is going to have to try to get a crossfield shot. Now he's going to run down Smith. Let's see if he's able to get him clean. And he does. I think he gets him clean. Did Smith spin?
Be a penalty.
Yeah, I was going to say Smith spun. He gets a major penalty. So Trevor Racer, amazing move down there, gets Smith to spin, and I think that was a legit call, man. I mean, did you see that he gets shot in the leg?
Yeah, no, he definitely got him first.
Be spinning like that, but it's a lesson, you know, and since he's young and still trying to gain experience, that is definitely the exact thing on the replay. So look at this. Here it is. Trevor Racer takes off. Racer goes off to the races, runs down the diamond side of the field, puts it on Smith, and then Smith, you can't see from that angle, but look at that. He's pleading his case like, are you kidding me? Come on, if that wasn't a spin, what was? And then look at this. Smith's gun is towards the center of the field, and then in the super slow-mo, he tries to basically beat him to the punch, but he's not able to do it. See how he's trying to wrap, Smith's trying to wrap around and beat him to the punch, but Racer was just too fast. And then he still tried to came around and get that shot in on him. So, you know, that's why they got that major.
Speed Racer.
It was, you know, and that's why the refs pulled them both out.
Man, good job by Houston Heat to even it up off the break, shooting Zach Sherman, going out to that little cake. Sergey get that kill, and then fills out to the little cake himself, Chad George, in that tall tempo in the middle of the field. looking like he wants to launch across into the diamond. He's going to have to fight Brian Bortle to get himself in there. But, I mean, now with the advantage, Houston Heat, you know, all tied up, shooting another guy. That is number 3, Patrick Wingfield, walking off the field right now. Sosaman tries to fill out to the Dorito corner, but then he gets shot in the goggles. So now just Shane Colby and Brian Bortle alive on the Dorito side, or the diamond side of the field. And there goes John Woodley again, fiercely attacking that Dorito side, getting in there with Chad George. And now here comes Ryan Smith out of the box.
Yeah, so Ryan Smith able to get back out on the field, and he's gonna, and they're gonna concede the point. So that is gonna be another point for Houston Heat.
And there's plenty of time left. You know, it's a 4-2 game. You know, Vicious, you know, had 2 quick points. They know they can beat these guys. It's just like I said, they need to get in that pit. They need to get in the same page. And like I said, that the one
against Aftershock, and then, you know, Dizon gets his second major, and Vicious didn't get anything out of it. So I mean, a couple bad breaks, you know, failure to capitalize, and then they keep losing one guy off that Dorito side on the break every game. And here now, finally, Trevor Racer gets bounced in the pack. And there's Parker Rosenthal, again, getting shot early out of that can. You know, and that's just what's been just the biggest thorn in their side for Vicious right now.
Yeah, and Vicious just not able, you know, and I don't know what it is, but Chris Hooker, at least, you know, at this point, Chris Hooker normally shoots more guys off the break. When they're doing well, Chris Hooker's shooting guys off the break. I went to a practice one time and watched Chris Hooker work, and I just sat back there and watched him shoot lanes off the break. My God, it was like the Midwest version of Dave Baines, kind of, you know.
He's probably a little bit more attractive than me, so that, you know, he's got me beat there. So you know, but that's you know, like I said, you know, he did a great job that first game, you know, and I think you know, Parker's had a rough break going to that can. I think, you know, I think Vicious needs to, you know, look at that and realize that, you know what, we've lost a guy every game going up here. Let's maybe not do it.
And look at this, though. Fedorov getting shot out early. We haven't really seen Fedorov walk off early too many times this event. I think that might have been the first time he's died early this whole tournament.
Yeah. And while that happens, Mishka starts moving up that Dorito side, and Mishka and Nick are, you know, in the tower in the Dorito 1 on the Dorito side. And you got Mr. Woodley holding it down here in the corner by himself on the Snake side. And this is when Colby needs to make that move. He needs to, you know, he needs to move down that side. He needs to get in that Snake right now. You know, this is 4-2 against you. You know what I mean? That's
right
not
now.
Sit back.
As soon as Yaya switches, then it's Shane Colby's move.
Absolutely.
Instead, he lets Yaya fill across and get in better position to keep him out of there.
And I think Colby, you know when you can move. You know, you're not getting shot at. Your bunker's not getting hit. You know, you got to start looking around and have faith that someone's watching a move to stop it. Yeah. And your job is, you know what? I got to get aggressive. I got to make it down the Snake. I got to win this game for my boys right now.
Exactly. It's his job. You know, he's the one with the opportunity to get up the field. It's not your job, if you're the first guy on the diamond or Snake side of the field, to run out to your front spot and shoot inside. You know, I mean, sometimes you have some good shots, but if those shots aren't there, then you need to be getting up the field and getting in better field position, because when you get up the field, then it allows your teammates to have more space to move and create, you know, and help you. You know, like Woodley now finally coming out of that back corner.
And just got hit in the top of the head. But he tried to press the issue. He wanted the point, you know. He wanted to make the move, and it's still Colby, and I'm not sure who's behind Colby.
And there goes Yaya Boucher.
And that was actually a smart move, I felt like, you know what I mean? Because I think, you know, he realized, you know what, we lost Woodley. I'm gonna get, you know, these guys are gonna start rapping and, you know, turn the corner on me. And I think that was a good move. And now
it's Trevor Racer behind Colby over there in the back corner.
And now it's Razor's job to be like, hey, you know, Colby, I got you. What do you need? Who do you need me to put in? Let's go to work.
Well, that's one of the things, though, that not a lot of back guys understand. Like, yeah, okay, I understand this is a very fast-paced game, but communication is a huge thing still, Dave, and that you got a really loud voice. So luckily for you, you're able to, like, talk to your front guys. But
I'll tell you right now, one of the best things ever was playing next to Dave or in front of Dave, because we always had the best communication. Dave is like one of the things, all the different aspects of being a good back guy, as Shane Colby gets shot in the goggles, is knowing your role, shooting people on the break and relaying information across the field. And, Dave, you do a really good job at that. Really letting people know what's going on, because the more information you have, the better decisions you can make.
Absolutely. And, and I think, that's one thing I've come to realize. And, it took me a while is, what, my job is not to go out there and, kill 3, 4 guys. My job is to help, certain people make moves. And, once you realize that as the back guy, you do a lot better. Hey, what, my job is to make sure my guys stay alive, they got the information, and they go to work. And it makes my job a lot easier. I don't have to close out a game.
Well, and I would always say, Dave, that like when people will be like, oh, Matty, you had a great game or a great tournament, I'd be like, yeah, that means the team played terrible. Yeah. It's like if I got to pull off a 3-on-1, that means the front guys were horrible, and we need to get better. So it's kind of one of those double-edged sword things, Dave, because if you're out there and you're having a great point, you win a 1-on-1, that means all your front guys died.
Absolutely. And, like I said, when me and you don't have to work that hard, it's just because I feel like we've done our jobs more.
Yeah, exactly.
We are playing our role. Play your position, play your role, do your job, and then and paintball's easy at that, in that sense. Oh, and then Mishka. Oh, no. The Yaya.
Yeah, that's Chad Boucher. And no, that was Mishka, unless he's wearing...
no, Chad Boucher's down here.
Chad's in there, but Mishka just got shot.
Yeah, I said 2 names at once. What I meant was Mishka died, and, Yaya made a good move, and I think he could have just ran down Razor out at that move, and I think he got a few balls towards his way, and he jumped down. And, now he's playing smart. He knows he has to watch over himself. He knows it's just him on this side. And Razor, this is a Moonville move. This is a move that you go get this guy off the field, and he's not doing it.
Yeah, it's a tense. It's tough too. If you're Chad, look at him. He's trying to figure out what the best position is to be in there, because he knows he's going to get run down.
Yeah, and Chad is fighting for his life to a certain extent. I'm not even fighting. He's trying to watch over himself. And I think Razor needs to go. You know what? I got to get this guy off the field. I got Hooker alive. I got a guy in the Dorito. I can't see who it is.
Well, Chad is just basically trying to put himself in a position where he understands he's probably going to die, but he wants to go out and get that kill too. He's like, okay, I'm getting run down, but I got to take this guy with me. So he's basically planning his death as best as possible.
I'm going to take him out.
Yeah.
Well, you got Phil Kank over there in the Dorito 1 for Vicious, and you have
Hooker,
Nick Slowiak in the...
Who's trying to get that bounce shot. Is he trying to get that bounce shot?
And one thing I'm gonna critique Hooker at this point. I'm not gonna be standing out in the open. You know what I mean? I think he needs to know. You know what? You got a guy on the Dorito side. If this guy comes down the field, even if he wraps around, he can shoot me in the pack. And me and Hooker aren't small guys. We're not small targets. You try to play smaller than you are. Here we go.
Oh, and he did. He got it. Ooh, and Chad was able to get a shot on him, so it takes it to a 1-on-1 right now. Oh, no, sorry, 2-on-1.
2-on-1.
Yeah, Phil Kank and Chris Hooker against Nick Slowiak in that Dorito, but in a straight line, making it a lot easier for Nick Slowiak to deal with these guys one at a time.
And Nick could be a hero right now. This is a perfect, opportunity for Nick, because, again, like Todd said, they're right in front of him.
Yep. Plus, Heat also have the point advantage, and with only 2:20 left on the clock, Vicious is the one that has to make a move and really can't afford to lose this point, but they really can't let much more time go off the clock.
No one's got any paint left either.
No, and if I was Kank, I would go from the inside of the Dorito, because Hooker's got the outside, the inside of Nick in, and I would just run the inside route right now. And I wouldn't wait any longer. I would, try to get it down. Nick's going to get his bearings. He's going to get himself controlled. He's going to get himself composed. You know what I mean? You kind of...
Yeah, here comes Kank. He's moved up a little bit to the 50-yard line. Oh, that was the shot right there. It looked like Chris Hooker, big Chris Hooker, able to get that shot in. And to make this a 1-point match with 1 minute and 43 seconds left to play, that's not a lot of time. As we just watched, I think that was about what, a 4-minute point?
Absolutely. And I always get a little teary when I see a big guy get good. You know what I mean, or do a good job, because then I know I still have a chance. It gives me hope. And that's what it is.
Well, I mean, Dave, you're not that big. You're only about what, 5'9", maybe 160,
something around that.
Yeah. But blazing fast.
Yeah.
Probably
just from that. This is their Chad Yaya. He's in there. Boom, gets taken down as Racer ends up, taking it to a 2-on-1. And Dave, you were saying that move needed to happen probably a little bit sooner, but at least he got it done.
He got it done, and he got the point, and it was a great move. But you look at the time left, a minute 38. If he would have done that a minute earlier,
Yeah, and then we're looking at this at the last part of that, and then Hooker got that shot in on him. And let's watch that paintball break off of him here.
Actually, I think it might have been
maybe
Kank.
it might have been Kank. Yeah,
It might have been Kank on the tape.
Let's see where it came
There
from.
it comes on the tape.
It was Phil Kank getting that shot in from the 50-yard line, Dorito. So
At least it's a good game, you know? Great game.
great game. This has been a great game so far.
Come on, Bortle. Bortle made it out.
Bortle makes it out, but Racer gets shot, and so does
Woodley.
Oh,
And Sosaman.
Oh, no.
disaster off the break for Vicious here. They needed to get one more point to tie it up and take it to sudden death overtime, but with just a minute and 19 seconds left and only 3 players on the field, looking at 4 heat bodies. Yeah, as Woodley comes off, so.
And no one's really looking at Bortle. I think he can, try to make that move. And Chad said, you know what? No one's looking at me, so I'm going to do it instead.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Bortle had the move, should have taken it right away. Nobody was on him at all, but he wanted to try and get the shots from that mini Dorito.
And we just lost Fedorov on the Dorito side, so it's a 3-on-3. 47 seconds left.
Oh, Phil Kank with the stutter step all the way up
Juked
to
and
Dorito
jived.
1.
Juked and jived.
Here comes Zach Sherman looking to get a shot on Chad George.
Ooh, and now he
Gonna
cuts
run right
through
at
the
him.
center, but gets completely obliterated by number 23, Sergey, from the back center. Then Sergey gets taken out.
Oh, here we still have Phil Kank's alive. Brian Bortle. Oh, Chad George.
Curious
with this
Chad.
huge move.
Curious Chad.
Now Chad
and
is
the
just
last
going
kill.
to rip Phil Kank apart. And that's going to do it.
And Chad George gives his fans in the crowd a little bit of that arm pump and runs and grabs the flag with just a couple. He knows that he's trying to get that point differential up there and put another point on the board, and he does. So nice job by Chad George. Keeps his head about him as craziness ensues, but ends up dominating over here on the Dorito side. Or I'm sorry, on the, and you're looking there on the Diamond side of the field, and the moves are starting to get made. And you're looking at Chad George there in the snake, and he tries to get run, or Vicious tries to run him down, but not able to do it because he gets obliterated from the back center. But Sergey gets shot right as that happens. And you're looking at from the opposite side, there's Chad George. He goes up to that, basically home plate on that diamond, and then makes his move there to the left-hand side towards the tape. There comes the move through the center. Vicious not able to get it, but Sergey gets shot off that, and then look at this. Here's Chad George, calm under pressure, just tucks in and lets his guys do a job for him. Nice job by Chad George there in the diamond. And look at this, here comes Brian Bortle. Brian Bortle running down there and tries to get a shot at Chad George on the diamond. He's not able to do it. Chad George knows, all right, I'm still alive. Need to score that last point. So, all right, the first giveaway for Saturday's web.